Picks me up, Nelson.
Hey, Charlie, attempt to be cool.
No, don't drink, please. This is dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't do that. God, don't.
Greetings, my friend.
Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Boom, boom, boom. Wild thing, I think I love you, but I wanna know.
No, please, no. I'm begging you to stop singing that song.
I think I love you.
What are you gonna do now that you've seen how the other half lives?
The other half?
The other half of you.
Oh, hi there. My name is Prostetnic Vogon Jeffs, and in this video I'm talking about the 1986 comedy road trip thriller, Something Wild. Directed by Jonathan Demme, most notably known for directing The Silence of the Lambs and Philadelphia, and written by Eric Max Fry, who is most notably known for, well, this movie. The film stars Melanie Griffith, Jeff Daniels, and Ray Liotta. It's about a big city yuppie banker who gets caught up with a free-spirited bombshell with a troubled past. You know, normally I'd have more to say for the intro, but I'll be honest, I've been a little burnt out since The Bride.
Me too!
That movie drained the life out of me.
Don't tell me of it. I don't want to hear.
So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna fill a bit of time with a promo. This video is sponsored by no one. I still hate corporate sponsors, and they can all go suck an egg. Now, the only thing that supports this channel are YouTube ads and channel members. And I'd love to get to a point where it can be predominantly the latter and not the former. So, become a Maniac today. You'll get that warm, fuzzy feeling of supporting an independent creator, access to video requests and voting, and hopefully some other cool shit whenever I get my act together. Ugh. All right, enough of this nonsense. Let's get into it. All right. Charles Driggs is a New York investment banker who likes to live on the wild side by stiffing local diners and skipping out on his bill. Hey, an entitled banker who steals from working class people? You don't see that every day. Oh no, sorry. We do actually. We see that every day. Pricks. Charlie sneaks out of a diner without paying for his lunch and is immediately confronted by Lulu.
Hey, you! Hey, you didn't pay for your lunch.
What?
Whom he believes to be an employee of the restaurant.
Don't you have to go back to work?
I don't work there.
She's just messing with him. She offers Charlie a ride back to his office and he reluctantly agrees.
All right, it's just I gotta go by the bank, and then.
After tossing his pager out of the window, she convinces him to play hooky from work. They head to New Jersey as Lulu gives Charlie the third degree about his wedding ring.
You've been married a long time?
Just tell me where we're going, all right?
She makes him show her pictures of his kids, and he reveals that he's just received a promotion at work.
They just made me vice president. Yeah, start Monday, as a matter of fact.
They stop at a liquor store so that Lulu can restock her supply and steal a bunch of cash from an unassuming clerk with an Arthur Conan Doyle fetish. Turned on by the robbery, Lulu starts making out with Charlie, who has no idea what just happened. They get drunk while driving to a motel, where they continue to drink while getting their freak on. Lulu handcuffs Charlie to the headboard and rips his shirt off.
Oh, God, that's a new t-shirt for her.
Before doing the same to hers, and hello, boobs ahoy!
Bravo, everyone. Long live the theater.
It's all very hot and sexy unless you have even the slightest knowledge of Griffith's early career and personal troubles. In which case, it's uncomfortable and sad. Anyway, she calls his office and makes him take the rest of the day off work so that they can bone freely. Charlie then calls his wife and pulls the same with her.
Hi, honey. I know it's real short notice, but I've been called away on business. Yeah, I've got a meeting tonight in Philadelphia. Yeah, well, you know, what are you gonna do? So, I should be home tomorrow evening. Love you too, and goodbye.
The newlywed lovers head out for dinner at an Italian restaurant. After the meal, Charlie realizes that he spent all of his money on the motel room and doesn't have enough to cover the bill. Lulu offers to pay, but instead heads out to grab her car, forcing Charlie to live dangerously and skip out on yet another bill. They drive off with an angry chef in hot pursuit and make their way to Pennsylvania. Lulu drunkenly crashes her convertible into a roadside sign, and the discombobulated duo sleep off their inebriation at another motel. Using what money? I don't know. Nobody in this movie takes credit cards, and oh, you know what? Never mind. I forgot about all that money Lulu stole. The next morning, the police arrive to tow Lulu's car away. She and Charlie abandon the vehicle and head to a used car dealership to buy a new one from John Waters. Jesus, that's a lot of liquor store robberies, girl. Actually, Lulu got it from her divorce, or so she says.
Equal distribution of assets is a popular tune.
The car she abandoned was still registered in her ex-husband's name, so screw him, more or less. They continue driving across Pennsylvania, picking up hitchhikers and singing Wild Thing along the way. Lulu takes Charlie shopping and buys him a new suit to match her new dress. She surprises him by taking him to meet her mother and revealing that her real name is Audrey. And after introducing him as her husband, Audrey and her new lover spend the day with her mother, Peaches. A little bit of harpsichord, a meal with Mom, who incidentally... No, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. Can we rewind a bit? Right there. Holy shit! Are you guys seeing this? Look at the size of his head. It's like, no joke, twice the size of hers. That's insane. That's wild. Wow. Alright, well, a meal with Mom, who incidentally knows that her daughter is bullshitting her about Charlie being her husband.
She's got some strange notions about life.
Yep, I know.
And then Audrey bleaches her hair or removes her wig or whatever, and the two head out to her high school reunion. Audrey and Charlie continue their married couple routine at the reunion and...
Smile, please.
Seriously? Okay, listen, I don't want to keep harping on it, but look at the size of that head. What a massive melon. Wow. Charlie is shocked to run into Larry Dillman.
Ah, God, no. Just let me do the talking.
An office co-worker, and his sourpuss wife, Peggy.
You remember my wife, Peggy? Honey, you remember Charles Driggs? You met him at the Christmas party?
Who happens to be played by 70s punk rocker Sue Tissue of Suburban Lawns, which is an odd call-out for anyone who isn't into 70s California punk rock. I only bring it up because this entire scene, which takes up a good portion of the second act, feels like an homage to punk and indie rock of the late 70s and early 80s. The band playing at the reunion is the Feelies, a legendary outfit in the indie rock scene. None of this has anything to do with the plot, I just thought it was neat.
Audrey Driggs,
Well, I had to take his name for the baby's sake.
you're having his child?
I think it's his child.
Right, well, Charlie is embarrassed by the encounter with Larry and thinks his job might be jeopardized because of his reckless behavior.
Charlie, you are vice president. Did you see the look on that guy's face? He thinks you're a hero.
Audrey manages to calm him down for a moment before he realizes his wallet is missing. He freaks out and leaves the dance, worried by the potential consequences of losing his company credit cards and whatnot.
God knows who's got my Christmas club voucher? Oh, crap.
Audrey lets him have his panic attack before revealing that she has his wallet.
I got it. I got your wallet.
What do you mean you got my wallet?
I got your wallet. It fell out of your jacket and I picked it up.
The incident makes him second guess his growing feelings for her.
God, you're a great girl. You got a few problems, but you're a great girl. But you're too much for me. I can't handle this.
But she convinces him not to return to Squaresville for the time being. They head back inside and Charlie is hit on by Irene, an old friend of Audrey's. Back on the dance floor, Charlie tries to prove he's a better dancer than Audrey's black friends, but instead dials his whiteness up well past 11. Things take a dark turn when Charlie and Audrey are approached on the dance floor by Irene and her date, Ray Sinclair.
Hi, baby. Surprise.
You see, Ray is Audrey's ex, and she wants nothing to do with him. She and Charlie try to leave the reunion, but they're held up by Larry. Ray and Irene catch up with them, and we get, in my opinion, the low-key funniest moment in the entire movie. Larry introduces Ray and Irene to his wife.
This is Chloe and my wife, Peggy, Ray and Irene.
Hi.
Well, we know old Peg. Don't we, Peg?
Hooray.
That's all we get between them. That's the entire interaction. But it's so goddamn funny and integral to the plot in such a genius, subtle way. The surface level joke is that Ray and Peggy have some kind of history. The way in which Ray acknowledges her is a pretty clear indication that Peggy used to be a bad girl. You know, if you catch the way the wind is whistling. She's the mirror image of Charlie. She moved from a wild lifestyle to a reserved and safe existence. That's why she wanted to excuse herself and Larry in that earlier scene.
Well, reunions are fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come on, Larry.
Please excuse us.
She sees Charlie being led from reserved and safe towards chaos and danger. She wants nothing to do with it. The subtext in these two exchanges featuring Peggy are examples of brilliantly subtle storytelling. Absolute blink and you'll miss it stuff that is super important to the themes of the film.
He's gonna get in trouble with those guys.
Okay, well, Charlie and Audrey take off and Larry drops some dramatic irony.
9 months ago, his wife takes the kids and runs off with the family dentist.
Unable to start their new used car, Charlie and Audrey are approached by Ray and Irene, who convince them to come out for a drink. They hop in Ray's car and head to a store to pick up a couple six-packs, which is where we find out that Ray isn't just Audrey's ex.
I've been looking for you.
How did you get out, Ray?
I missed you so goddamn much.
I said I'd have one drink with you. I figure I owe you that. But it's over. Remember that, okay?
He's her ex, as well as an ex-con, recently released from prison. Audrey makes it clear that she doesn't want anything to do with him.
What are you saying, that you don't love me anymore? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Ray abandons Irene at the store, robs another convenience store at gunpoint, beats the snot out of Charlie, and takes both of them back to his motel to interrogate them. Audrey admits that she only picked Charlie up to use him to impress her mother.
I picked him up on the street in New York. We pretended to be married for my mama's sake, and it just carried over to the reunion.
Ray doesn't believe her.
She's telling you the truth, Ray.
Is she? Is she telling me the truth, Charlie?
He thinks Audrey is the reason that Charlie's wife left him and took the kids, which confuses Audrey because she thinks Charlie is still married. So Ray makes Charlie admit that his wife left him
Last September.
Last September?
upset that she's been lied to, even though almost every word out of her mouth has been a f***ing lie. Audrey more or less rejects Charlie for Ray. She tosses him the keys to her new used car and Ray tells him to
the f*** out.
Charlie heads out with his tail between his legs, but he's not ready to give up on Audrey. He follows her and Ray to Virginia, to yet another motel. He parks himself in front of a church across the street and spies on them. Unfortunately, hot car recon is exhausting and he falls asleep on the job. Meanwhile, realizing that Ray is the same douchebag he's always been, Audrey tries to sneak away and make her escape. Ray chases her down, throws her in the pool, and then visits the motel gift shop to hit on a young woman named
Tracy.
Tracy, I'm Ray.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ray and Audrey visit a nearby restaurant for dinner, and when a police cruiser pulls into the parking lot, Charlie decides it's time to make his move.
You are one dumb son of a bitch. I'm almost starting to like you, Charlie.
He confronts Ray in the restaurant, proclaiming his love for Audrey.
She's not gonna be too happy driving around in a station wagon the rest of her life. You better think about that.
Ray doesn't think much of it until Charlie points out the police officer sitting at a nearby booth.
Evening, officer.
That's gone.
Charlie takes the keys to Ray's car along with his wallet and then sticks him with the bill for dinner. Charlie and Audrey make a run for it, but she's not exactly thrilled by his heroism.
You joking?
You saved me, I saved you, now get out! Get out of the f***ing car!
I'm in the middle of Virginia for
Charlie,
crying.
go!
She confronts him about his lies and he comes clean.
Okay, I guess I still wear the ring around because I hate to admit that my family fell apart. I told you I was married to protect myself. And then I was afraid that if I said, guess what, I'm not really married, you'd take off.
You're right, asshole, I would've.
Well, you were lying a blue streak to me, too.
Exactly.
Back at the diner, Ray is saved by Tracy, that motel employee he was flirting with earlier. She helps him pay the dinner bill and get back into his motel room so that he can find Audrey's address in New York. Everybody drives back to the Big Apple, and even though she's still mad at him, Audrey doesn't feel comfortable going back to her apartment and takes Charlie up on his offer to let her stay at his place for the night. They make their way to his house in Stony Brook, Long Island, and try to get some sleep, only to be rudely awakened by Ray.
Hiya, Charlie.
The ex-con gets aggressive with Charlie and Audrey before handcuffing the investment banker to the bathroom sink. As Ray assaults Audrey, Charlie breaks the pipes loose and attacks his home invader. He tries strangling him with his handcuffs, but Ray gets the upper hand and pulls a knife. Audrey comes in to help and Charlie inadvertently stabs Ray in the gut.
No, Ray!
The ex-con dies, the police show up, and Audrey is taken away for questioning. A short time later, Charlie has quit his job and is packing up his office. He relays some wise words to Larry.
It's better to be a live dog than a dead lion.
It's been good working with you, Charlie.
Jump forward a little bit, and Charlie has more or less recovered from his injuries as he goes out to find Audrey. She's moved out of her apartment, and he chases her shadow through the streets of New York. He even looks for her at the diner where they first met, but to no avail. Defeated, Charlie pays his bill and heads out, but is accosted by Dottie, aka Sister Carol, an employee of the diner.
Hey! You didn't pay for your food. Where you think you're going?
Who demands that Charlie pay for his meal. He's all like, "What the f are you talking about? I totally paid for that shit." And then he sees Audrey, who somehow snaked the money he left for the bill and went completely unnoticed wearing that outfit. I mean, sure, whatever. Anyway, he's all,
I never said goodbye.
and she's all,
I never wanted to say goodbye.
and then they hop into her new steampunk station wagon hearse as Sister Carol performs a reggae rendition of Wild Thing.
Wild thing. Uh-oh.
The end. Okay, well, I'm going to dial back the hyperbole on this one and try to wallow in some nuance.
No!
Most movies I review get boiled down to either amazing or awful, with a handful landing in the middle with an unimpressed meh. Something Wild is definitely not awful, or even meh. It's a good movie.
Really? Ain't that something?
I don't think it's great, I don't think it's a masterpiece, but it is a good, solid, fun movie. You could even make an argument that it is an influential movie, as it's pretty much a lighter version of True Romance with all of the Tarantino sucked out of it. It was ahead of its time with the tonal shift that happens at the midpoint of the film, a stylistic flourish that is simultaneously more and less effective in retrospect. The casting here is excellent. Some might argue otherwise, but I think the chemistry between Daniels and Griffith is good. It feels genuine and natural, at least for the first half of the movie. I think I buy into the relationship a little less by the time the credits roll, but for the most part they work well off each other. I've never been a huge fan of Griffith. She strikes me as a prime example of Hollywood nepotism, and I think her acting is atrocious in nearly every movie I've seen her in.
Asshole.
Except for this one. I think she's damn near perfect in Something Wild, which probably should have been called Something Tame, considering how wild her actual life had been up to that point.
Sorry.
Liotta is flawless. His obsessive ex-con is believable and frightening, and often unhinged in the most Ray Liotta way possible. He is a perfect foil to Daniel's tightly wound banker. On the whole, the movie has great atmosphere. It's classic 80s Hollywood with the faintest hint of cinema verite. It features a naturalism in performance, particularly of those surrounding the main cast, that is exceedingly rare in movies. And the soundtrack is phenomenal, a sonic aesthetic that does a large amount of the heavy lifting in terms of tone and feel. It complements the story without getting in the way of it. Really good stuff. And I say this even though I have a visceral hatred for the song Wild Thing.
Wild thing?
I think I love you.
I think 80s and 90s movies abused that song like a redheaded stepchild.
Hello, scrumdiddlyicious, cheese slices.
Nails on a chalkboard for me. But that being said, the soundtrack is still fantastic. So, why not great? Why just good? Well, for a few reasons. Its narrative is a bit too straightforward, almost shockingly so, burying the meaty subtext and themes of the film beneath predictability and occasionally laborious pacing.
Why didn't you tell me?
I mean, there is a rich social commentary, an insightful critique of corporate culture versus, or, in place of, criminality, of order versus chaos, tucked so far beneath a standard rom-com thriller that it becomes almost unrecognizable. I also think the third act feels noticeably sparse compared to the first two. The final confrontation between the three main characters feels weak and rushed, and Charlie's ultimate transformation isn't as satisfying as it could have been. The film is definitely weighted towards the front end, which works well at bringing the audience into the story, but I think it kind of fizzles near the end. And again, to clarify, I don't think it does any of these things to such an extent that it makes it a bad movie. It still wins the game, but it's a slightly sloppy victory. A few too many fumbles, but not enough turnovers to... Hold on, what am I doing? Why am I turning this into a football metaphor? Listen, if you're looking for an entertaining 80s rom-com with a bit of an edge, you really can't go wrong with Something Wild. It's a really good movie.
Nice tie, Lieutenant Anus.
Are you calling me an asshole?
I'm calling you an anus, but if you prefer...
You don't turn around and take me back.
gonna make me do something that I don't want to do.
I can hardly wait.